Uh, okay, so I'm going to make this video to talk about Ayahuasca Healings, this group that is offering legal, as they claim, legal ayahuasca to people in the United States, specifically in Washington state. It's very controversial. There's a lot of people who disagree that they have this legal status. They are through the Native American Church, and it is this status as an affiliate of the Native American Church that gives them this religious right to use this ayahuasca, which is an illegal substance in the United States. They claim they have the legal right to do this. There's a lot of people who disagree. Okay, and so I interviewed Mark Shackman, the co-founder and basically leader of the group Ayahuasca Healings, on my podcast. I guess I can link to that here. And on the comments to my podcast, I got a lot of comments, disagreeing with Mark, saying he does not have the right he claims he does, and that he's putting people at risk of being arrested or having prosecution against them for attending his church. So a lot of people are upset about this, and I want to make this video just to talk about it, just to talk about my perspective on this thing, on this whole controversy. But I kind of suck at just sitting in front of a camera and just hashing out all my thoughts at once. So I'm going to try something a little different. I'm currently working on this snow fort behind me. It's my day off. So I'm just going to work on that and periodically talk about my thoughts on this issue. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's do it. So one of the things I want to make clear right away, before I even get into it, is that I don't actually know Mark. I don't know Mark or Trinity. Trinity is the other co-founder, the other sort of leader of this organization. Trinity is someone who puts himself out there a lot on YouTube and whatnot to promote Ayahuasca Healings. And yeah, I've interviewed Mark, but other than that interview, I don't know him or the group at all. I have no affiliation with them. If you want to watch my interview with Mark, you'll have the same impression of him as I do, and all I know of Trinity is from the YouTube videos that he's put out. So yeah, I just want to make that clear that I'm gonna sort of end up defending them a little bit, just because I feel there's so much negative pressure coming at them from so many different sides. There's all these articles written that are just basically condemning these guys, calling them scam artists, and just saying they're lying to people, that they're in it for the wrong reasons, that they're trying to trick people in some way, and also just really highlighting this fact that they don't have this legal right they claim they do. So what upsets people is that they see that people are going to go to these guys, think that they're 100% protected under this Native American Church, under this law, when in fact they are not. And that's what people are upset about. That's kind of what I'll touch on here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not a lawyer, okay? I don't know if they have this legal right or not. And that's not what I'm here to talk about or tell you. I can't tell you yes or no, one way or another, that they have the legal right to use ayahuasca. I don't know that. So that's not what I'm here to try to defend or explain. For me, though, that doesn't matter. I don't care if they have this legal protection or not. It doesn't actually make a difference to me. To me, the laws about these drugs are completely inappropriate. They're ridiculous. They don't deserve respect. So for me, even talking about them like they matter is ridiculous. It's preposterous. They're bullshit laws. So what it comes down to for me is the intention of the people using these things. I feel like that's what matters. It's the intention. So it's the intention of Mark and the intention of Trinity, these two people running the show here. What are they trying to do? If they're trying to help people with the use of ayahuasca and they are qualified to do so, they have the necessary experience and they feel comfortable and confident leading these kind of ceremonies and helping people through whatever comes up during this ayahuasca ceremony. So what I was trying to say is that it comes down to their intention, right? So I just want to make a hypothetical situation here really quickly. So let's just say, because we don't know this. I don't know, like I said, I don't know these guys. I don't know their intention. I don't know what they're out there to do. It seems to me they're trying to help people, but I don't really know. There's been a lot made of this. There's been a lot of people coming out, maybe who used to volunteer with the organization, who are like, oh, I don't trust these guys or whatever. But I haven't heard anything from them that really makes me believe that they're bad people. So anyway, hypothetical. Let's say we know for sure, for certain, say we know Mark and Trinity and the rest of the group have the best intentions. All they want to do is help people. Let's say that we know that. Mark has this huge vision. He wants to spread his church all over the country to spread ayahuasca and this healing potential it has to everyone, right? That's what he wants to do. It's not about money. So say we know this. Say we know that absolutely these guys have the best intentions ever. That all they want to do is help people and they're qualified to do so. Are you going to tell me that you're still going to condemn them to the extent that you are because of the legal situation? Because I do, like, personally, I know that ayahuasca can actually help people. I know this. It's the law that's wrong, right? These guys have found a way to actually use this stuff publicly, openly. They're being totally transparent about their use of this stuff. And to give any respect to these laws is just ridiculous in my opinion. So that's the hypothetical, right? That's if we know that their intentions are pure and that they're qualified. We don't know this, right? We don't. That's what is fair to question in my opinion, is their intention, who these guys are, what they're trying to do, and are they capable of doing it? That's what we can question. For me, to even talk about the law like it matters when it comes to things like ayahuasca, it's preposterous. The law is backwards. It's broken. It's not what we should be focusing on. Okay. So that's my opinion on that. Right. Good chat. Okay, so the other thing is about these other groups. So there's this group, Ayahuasca Healings, that is saying they have the legal right to use ayahuasca, but there are two other groups who already have this right because they have gone through the courts and have been granted their religious freedom to use ayahuasca. Now this is the Sante Daime, which is like a Christian-based organization, and then the UDV, which is another group. They've both went through the courts eventually to get their legal right, but this is what I don't understand, and maybe I'm wrong on this. So yeah, let me know if I am, but it seems to me that before they were granted their legal right, they were using this ayahuasca illegally first. They had consequences that happened, like I think the Sante Daime, someone lost their job because of their affiliation, so then they ended up going to court over it and eventually won. But before that, they were using this stuff illegally, technically, right? So there's a lot of people who like condemn the Ayahuasca Healings guys, and say like, oh, you got to do what Sante Daime did. Well, they kind of are, aren't they? They're doing it, and they're just doing it publicly. Like Sante Daime was just like not so open about it. Which is that better? Is it better to just be not transparent about what you're doing? I mean, these guys are just being honest about it. I don't know. So anyway, there's that, right? So the way I see it is maybe they will follow suit with the Sante Daime or the UDV, and they will eventually go to court. Now, this is something I've theorized, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know Mark or Trinity. I have no affiliation with them. I haven't talked to them about this, actually. Maybe I should have asked Mark about this in my interview with them. But if you say I am running Ayahuasca Healings and we have this plan to go forward publicly and try to do this legally, and say I go, you know what, I might get taken to court over this. I'm doing this illegal drug openly, publicly. Maybe I'm going to go to court over this. Now, what's the better strategy? If I come out and I want to do this publicly, and I come out and I say, hey, you guys, we're part of the Native American Church, and we're doing this ayahuasca stuff, but we don't know if it's legal or not. It might be legal, maybe not. Come join us, come to our thing anyway. Maybe it's legal, I don't know, maybe not, we're not too sure. But come join us and do this ceremony with us. Okay, so then you get taken to court, and the lawyers on the other side are like, these guys knew they weren't fucking legal the whole time. Look, they're right from the get-go, they were saying they didn't know if it was legal or not. Clearly, they're idiots, Or you come out and you say, no, this is our legal right to use this. This right has been granted through the Native American Church. All the documentation's right here. Check it out. It's all legal mumbo jumbo fucking horseshit anyway, in my opinion. All these articles, like writing these super long posts with all this legal jargon, trying to prove anything one way or another. Like, I'm not like a lawyer, like I said, but I'm a pretty smart guy. And like, to me, that stuff is just super ridiculously over technical and like, it's just stupid. So trying to prove anything, there's always loopholes in all of that talk, all that lawyer talk. That's why people are saying they don't have the right and they're saying we do. And they're both pointing to the same documentation about it. So, or you say, look, we're all legal. Look, the proof is right there. We're doing this legal. We're operating legally and openly from the very beginning. I think that seems like the better strategy in court. If you know you're going to be taken to court, does it not? I mean, maybe, and that's just a theory. Like I said, I don't know that that's Mark's or Trinity's foresight. Maybe that's not intentional. I don't know. But to me, if you're going to get taken to court, you might as well be just ballsy and go for broke and just say, yeah, this is our damn right. And maybe time will tell, right? Time will tell. So anyway, yeah. So I was thinking about why I'm even defending these guys. And I'm not really, because I'm still posing the question, what is their intention? I don't know their intention. I'm saying, to me, from my sensibility, the legal situation is the least of my fucking concerns. It's what's right to do. It's what the truth is and what these guys are actually trying to do. If they're trying to help people, like I said, I could give a shit about what the law says. We need to change those laws. And maybe this is the best way to change them, is to just do it and get taken to court and say, look, we're helping people. Are you going to, charge us for that? That, in my opinion, that helps the cause, right? Anyway, why am I even jumping in to say something here? I was thinking about this, and, what I'm doing is a podcast. I'm just talking to people. I'm not out there leading ceremonies. I'm just talking to people who do that, who choose to do that openly, legally or not. I'm speaking about these issues, psychedelic drugs. I'm asking people to come to my podcast to talk to me about their experience with illegal drugs. Now, before I launched my podcast, I spoke to 4 different lawyers. None of them could give me a good answer as far as, am I protected or my guests protected under the law? I was thinking maybe there's a statute of limitations. You hear about that a lot. I'm in Canada. I think it's a little bit different, but it's like, oh yeah, there is a statute of limitations, like 6 months, but there's a loophole that if someone really wanted to go after me or someone on my show and really wanted to try to prosecute us for us saying, oh yeah, 2 years ago I took a bunch of mushrooms and da-da-da, I can't offer protection to my guests. There's a limitation on what the law, there's always a loophole is what I'm trying to say. And that I'm talking about illegal stuff, doing illegal stuff. I'm having people come to me on my show to talk about them doing illegal stuff. And so when I set out to do this, despite knowing potential consequences that I could maybe end up in court, I could end up being sued or anything like that, I decided to do it anyway because I felt it was the right thing to do. Because I think talking about this stuff matters. I think it's really important. I think a lot of people can be helped, whether it's ayahuasca or MDMA therapy or something else, right? That's why I'm talking about this. I'm doing it despite what the law says. The law says all this shit is illegal and has no medicinal benefits, right? I'm saying the law is full of shit. We got to change the law. So anyway, I feel I can relate to these guys because of this public scrutiny, this public backlash against these guys for going against the law. I felt like I could easily be in their position. I could easily have articles written about me condemning all of my work experience. Like there's articles out there talking about how Trinity's a bad guy because he used to be in marketing. It's like, he's good at marketing. Look at him doing all this stuff before. Now he's just using it to make money doing ayahuasca ceremonies. He's a marketer. Don't listen to him. It's like, that used to be his job, was marketing stuff. That was his thing. I feel like people could come at me in the very same way. And if they really wanted to, they could make me look bad. They could say, oh, look at this guy. He's being irresponsible. He can't offer his guests protection. They could come to him, talk to him, and be prosecuted for it. This guy's an irresponsible guy. He's not taking the right precautions. He needs to wait till it's illegal first before he opens his mouth or has people talk to him, right? They could easily say that about me and put me in the same boat as these guys. And they could look at my work experience. I've had some ironic jobs when it comes to like talking about drugs now and these kind of things. If people really looked into my work history, people might be like, this guy's he's a shill. He's a scam artist. He's talking shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Look what he used to do. He used to be this. He used to do this. He's just and I said, I'm just a regular guy. I've had to make a living. I've had to do, make all kinds of choices in my life. And so I feel like if I was ever under the spotlight like that and everyone was coming at me with all this negativity, I would want someone to stand up for me and talk about what's actually important. What are my intentions? What is he trying to do? Oh, he's trying to help people. He's trying to educate people. He's trying to inform people about what's the truth when it comes to drugs and things like that. It sounds to me like he's a good guy. I want someone to say that about me, right? So that's why I'm coming out to talk about these guys. I don't know these guys, but I still feel like there needs to be a balance in the scrutiny with them. I get it. People are maybe afraid that people could get in trouble with going to these guys, that maybe they don't have the best intentions. That's a fair question to ask. But to just throw them under the gun just because they're doing something against the law is bullshit, people. The law needs to be changed. So that's how I feel. I mean, that's why I'm speaking out about this. I just feel like there needs to be a middle voice. I don't even feel like I'm really defending them, to be honest. Like, I'm just kind of trying to pull people in balance here. I think it's fair to question them and look into these guys for the sake of brutal honesty. I think maybe it's fair to talk about how I feel about Mark and Trinity. I interviewed Mark, right? I spoke to him for 2 hours. In that interview, I found he very much wanted to talk about spiritual philosophy and his overall vision for the future. And it was very hard for me to get him to talk about just very reality-based nuts and bolts stuff, as I put it in the interview. I would ask him kind of direct questions and he would give me kind of a roundabout politician style answer. And I don't know what I feel like for Mark, my podcast was just a good platform for him to share his philosophical views. He wants people probably to get to know what his intentions are, who he is, right? Because he's gotten so much negative backlash. So he was very much trying to speak in these broader visionary terms. But it was a little frustrating talking to him sometimes because I would just be like, so how much is it to your thing? And he'd be like, well, let me tell you about money and stuff. And, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I think it's fair to question these guys, but I don't know. To me, they seem like they're trying to help people. And maybe I'm naive. Maybe I just want to see change so bad that I'm giving everyone sort of the benefit of the doubt here. I don't know. I mean, you tell me if I'm up a tree. And then Trinity, my only impression of Trinity is through his YouTube videos. In my perspective, from my tastes, he comes off a little too spiritual, like hippie guru. Like he tries too hard to be like, I love all of you so much. Thank you so much. You're just all beautiful children of God, and we're all here to get, that kind of stuff. And to me, that just kind of like, it's not really my thing, but I still don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's probably trying to help people. And to me, that's what matters. So. Okay. So people feel like those who go to this are going to risk their lives because they could have their lives ruined by the legal process, by them being raided by the DEA or FBI or the government. They could be raided, they could be shut down, people could be sent to jail for using ayahuasca, right? At this retreat. But I feel like, and I don't know this, as I said, I'm not a lawyer, but I kind of relate it to torrenting movies or music or something. Say you have this torrent site and, Pirate Bay, right? Pirate Bay is a pretty known torrenting site that has been prosecuted, right? Now, I know there are cases of individuals who just, all they do is download some movies and stuff, and maybe they have been taken to court over actually just downloading a few movies. But not really. I mean, 1 in a million, we're talking, right? They don't really go after people who've just downloaded some torrents, Who they go after are the people uploading thousands of these torrents, the people running the sites like Pirate Bay, the people creating the software for peer-to-peer sharing. That's who they're trying to go after. So if anything, the people risking their lives are Mark and Trinity and these people doing this Ayahuasca Healings place. I mean, they're the ones putting themselves out there. They're the ones who are going to be scrutinized as they have been. And if anyone's going to be prosecuted, it's going to be them. I mean, people should do their research for sure. And the research is there. You just Google the stuff, you're going to find all the negative stuff. So people who choose to go, they're probably going to be aware of the risks, I don't feel that someone going there would be at a huge risk. Probably the people organizing it would take more of a risk, right? So, I mean, that's pretty much it. The basics of what I'm trying to say it's about their intention. Are they good people trying to do good work, right? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what someone's intentions are unless you see some of their actions. Okay? So I feel like we wait and see. Don't condemn these guys because they're breaking the law, perhaps. They might not be. They might get taken to court and get granted their right. And then are you going to support them? If after a court battle for years, the court finds that they have the right to use this, then are they good people? You know what I mean? If they're really trying to help people, then they have my support. That's all there is to it. I think the more people using this, the better. And I think as long as they have good intentions and they're confident that they can lead these ceremonies, they're going to be just fine, man. That's how I feel. I don't think you have to be a shaman of 30 years trained by the Peruvian traditions in order to use this stuff. I think this stuff is safer than we think it is in a lot of ways. And it's going to help people. I know it's going to help people. So that's why I'm excited to see something like this out there. Anyway, I mean, I just wanted to share my thoughts. I hope that was somewhat fun. I don't know. I'm freezing right now. My nose is just freezing. So I'll probably wrap it up there. I'll do some more work and see if anything else comes up. But that's basically what I wanted to say, I think. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's all I got. I mean, let me know what you think. Am I full of shit? Am I wrong? Am I seeing things delusionally right now? I mean, let me know. I'm open to being wrong here. I mean, Are these guys bad guys? Are they trying to trick people? I've read the articles. I haven't been convinced. So I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, I think it's important to see the forest through the trees, right? People are kind of, what's the other one? Throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You know, it's like there are some risks to what these guys are doing. There's no question, right? But I think, God, that it's not enough to condemn them the way people are right now. So at least that's how I feel. Yeah, I'd like to be proven wrong if I am wrong. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.